Welcome back to Morgan Dollar Mondays with Massabesic Gold and Silver. This week I have two beautiful 1903 Philadelphia Morgan Silver dollars for you to see. But before we get into all that, I am Dean with Massabesic Gold and Silver. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my channel. Out of all the channels on YouTube, you decided to stop by and check out mine, which makes me happy. And I hope you put lots in the comments letting me know what you think of this video and other videos that I have produced. So here it is, our first example of a 1903 Philadelphia Morgan Silver dollar. You can see here that this coin is a little beat up, but that's okay. It kind of goes along what we're trying to show you today here on the video. This is a nice example. I wouldn't say stellar. Both Miller and Bowers suggest the optimal collecting grade for the 1903 Philadelphia is in mint state 65, which this is definitely not, but we'll get into that. The overall mintage on the 1903 Philly is 4,652,000. And for you newbies out there looking at this coin, you're going to see a whole bunch of things that look like hairlines all over this coin. If you're new to collecting Morgan Silver dollars, you might think that these are hairlines, like that somebody has cleaned this coin or used some sort of tool on it, and you would be wrong. These are die polish marks. Bowers writes in his book about the surface quality of the 1903 Philadelphia that they usually are fairly well struck, but there are exceptions. Satiny and brilliant, but definitely not frosty luster. And there are many raised die stria are seen on many of the coins from the die preparation process, and that's what we're seeing on that coin. This coin here, though, we don't see any of those die polish marks. This is just a nice looking example of a 1903 Philadelphia. Again, this is a cheaper option out there if you're not looking to spend hundreds of dollars. If you do want a nice gem, mint state 65, 1903 Philadelphia, you absolutely can pick one up at a reasonable price. Might cost a couple hundred to close to $300. But they're out there. You could probably even get a deal if you went to a coin shop or a coin show. I will say, though, Bowers and Wayne Miller state or agree that the 1903 Philadelphia Morgan Silver dollar is perhaps the best struck and best looking of the Philadelphia Mint Morgan dollars. I tend to agree. You know that I have a couple raw 1903 Morgan dollars or 1903 Philadelphia Morgan dollars that are quite nice. Looking at this coin here, I don't want to lead you in any way. That's why I'm trying not to talk about the look of the coins too much, because I really want you to guess the grades on these two coins. And we're going to take a closer look at them. Let's take a closer look first at this coin with all the die polish. I would describe this as a fairly bright coin. The luster seems to be bright. But let's take a closer look at the surface quality. You can see all those die polish marks there in the fields. And you'll note that none of these lines are on the legends or the devices themselves. Now, what I mean by legends is the numbers and the date and the stars and the letters. And the devices really is the face and the eagle. So you have the face of liberty, the head of liberty, and the eagle. I guess you could probably include the stars in with that, but I always think of stars as a symbol, so that kind of falls in the legends. But, you know, this or that, I guess. But you'll notice that all those hairlines are all in the fields, which is where they should be, since that, again, as Bowers writes, has to do with the die preparation process in which they were cleaning the dies to start the process of striking the coins. I will say that this is a weakly struck 1903 Morgan dollar. You can see how flat it is there just north of Liberty's ear. And when we look at the eagle here, you'll notice too that there's not a whole lot of definition on the eagle's breast feathers. There's some, but there's just not a whole bunch. But again, you can see all of these die polish marks all throughout the fields of the coin, which is kind of neat to see. Like I said, I've been looking for a nice example like this for a while, and this is a very cheap option that I was able to pick up at a very, very reasonable price. And I really like the coin. I will say there's some kind of doubling here, and in God we trust, especially in trust. You can see there. I'm not really sure what's that from, or even if that is a VAM. I didn't really get a chance to go through them all because I didn't really want to talk VAMs today. I just really wanted to talk about surface quality, the 1903 Philly, and I wanted you to guess the grades because these grades are so close. It is really hard to distinguish which is which sometimes. So that's really what this video is about. We are trying to figure out which coin is Mint State 60 and which coin is AU58. It can be incredibly difficult when you're looking at a raw coin. That's why I did cover up the grades here. Because one of these coins is Mint State 60 and the other is AU58. So feel free to guess in the comments, and I hope you do. Tell me which one you think it is. Is it the first coin we're looking at, this one here with the die polish? Is that the Mint State 60, or is this the AU58? Or is it the other one, the second coin that we're looking at? So I'd love for you to put that in the comments. You know, coin one, die polish, is the AU or the Mint State, or is it the second one here? And let's take a closer look at that now so you can really make a good guess. I know it's hard on film, or I should say in the video, to really make a real good guess. You know, it's hard. I do my best to film for you all, to show you what the surface looks like, what the luster looks like. And you can see here that there are some little marks here and there all over this coin. Nothing compared to the first one, but again, I don't really want to lead you one way or the other of which one is AU, where that is about uncirculated 58, or which one is Mint State 60. Both coins, like I said, are very nice. You could pick these up easily at any coin shop at a reasonable price, $70, $80. Really nice, just nice looking coins. And again, getting back to the optimal collecting grade that Bowers is talking about at Mint State 65, again, you could pick up one of these at, a nice price, I think, in a higher Mint State grade at a coin shop or a coin show, and not having to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Last time I checked at some auctions for the Mint State 65, they were right in that $250 to $350 range, most of them floating right around $300 for a nice Mint State 65, and that was both on Heritage Auctions and eBay. I will say there is a significant jump, though, when you get to the Mint State 66, if you really wanted to push it. A nice Mint State 66 1903 Philadelphia Morgan Silver dollar is going to double in price. The most recent sale was an eBay sale for $640. I don't think that's way off, because the sale right behind it, which was on Heritage, was about $540, about $100 cheaper. There was also one back in June, so about a year ago, in 2023, on Snacks Bowers. Mint State 66 1903 Philadelphia Morgan Silver dollar sold for $1,080. And you guessed it, the reason why it did was because it had some lovely, lovely toning on it, which definitely caused more demand in that auction, and hence why it sold for quite a bit more. But again, getting back to that Mint State 65, if you want a nice gem grade of a 1903 Philly, you could pick one up easily for between $250 to $350. And like I said, if you went to a coin shop or a coin show, you'd probably get a good deal. So let's take a look at what these grades are. So this one here, our first one, if you guessed a nice Mint State 60, you had that correct. This is, a grade that you just don't typically see on coins, hence why I wanted to pick that up. And this one here is our nice AU58. And this one, I think, was an easy guess for most people. You can see the breaks in luster, and we're going to talk about that, but you can really see the breaks in luster in the fields. Let's take a quick glance at a PCGS photo. This is a Mint State coin. You can see how nice this coin is. And our next picture here is an AU coin. And when you look at pictures, and this is why I say it's better to try to distinguish these in person, because these high points is where you start to see the wear, and that's where you start to see the fact that it's about uncirculated. So we're going to take a closer look at both these coins and see. Now this is a weakly struck coin here, this Mint State 60, so we're going to ignore that flatness there. But when you look at the hair, the high points here, you don't see any flatness here in these high points, which kind of says to me, you know, this is why the grader said that this is still a Mint State coin. The luster is quite bright as well. But yes, there is that flatness there above the ear, but that has to do with strike. You can see this is a better strike, but look at here. You can see the flatness in the hair strand. See the flatness right there? I'm going to freeze the video at different points when we're taking a closer look, but see how flat that is in the high points of the hair? All that flatness there is because this is an AU coin, an about uncirculated coin. Let's take a closer look with the loop so you can get a better look. And like I said, I'm going to try to freeze this here at different points so you can see the flatness on those high points. So that flatness there is not because of strike. The flatness there is because of a light wear. Let's take another closer look at the MS60. You see how there is none of that flatness that's like on the AU coin. To be honest, you know, a coin could go in Mint State 60 one day and be AU the next, and vice versa. You know, the grade is so close. But to me, these are two obvious examples of the difference in grade. That's why I really wanted to make this video. This is why I really wanted to show you. So I hope this does help. You know, again, looking here, this is the Mint State coin. You don't see any of the flatness there on the hair strands like you do on the AU. See how flat that is already, especially the little hair that comes onto Liberty's forehead right above the eye. Those are all the highest points on the coin. There's a great book that talks about the high points on various U.S. coins. I forget the title of it, so I'll have to remember that for my next video. I can't believe I forget it. But anyway, so just placing these coins down, you can see how bright the luster is on the Mint State 60 coin. Both Wayne Miller and Bowers talk about the luster on the 1903 Philadelphia being more satiny, maybe even a little greasier looking compared to other Morgans. But you can see, if you rewatch the video, if you get a chance, you can see the breaks in luster in the 1903 AU58, just especially in the fields right in front of Liberty's face and behind her head. It just doesn't connect all the way from the her face to the edge of the coin. All right, everybody, until we meet again, stay safe and continue to enjoy.